Hey, Tej here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for SP500. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. So this has been the main scenario that we've been following for quite some time, again starting the counts from 4800 highs around the 4th of January, and since then we've had this as a possible three-way structure into W, three ways into X and three ways into wave Y right around the 1.382. That is mainly the reason why I don't like this whole structure as a any kind of a 1, 2, 3 structure, just because of the extension here. And now that we did get this overlap afterwards, of course, is making it less likely. We would have to form some kind of diagonal here, and I just don't think that is too likely. But again, the overall higher time frame idea is that we have had completed this WXY like so, and now we would be creating a larger connector wave structure connecting this first structure over to the next one, creating these three different patterns downwards again. But before again that pivot downwards, we definitely need to be making this structure. If this structure is not going to be happening, we still have the possibility of having this as that connector wave structure. However, again, it is not that likely because we did not even hit the 38.2 extension of this first leg here. So we are comparing basically the time it took to create this second structure here, into comparing it to against the first structure here. The second structure here did not even take the 38.2%, which is definitely something that normally happens. But yeah, this is still possible, of course, that we are done here. Now, with this in mind, we have two different ideas. Again, if we are starting with the count where we had this as the connector wave structure, we can have a structure here that is actually starting something here with a possible five-way structure, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've shown you this before, but again, higher time frame was just a five-way structure down, and these lows here would be the pivotal area where we would be looking for a pivot upwards, creating another three-way structure upwards, and then we would be looking for another five-way structure downwards to create another leg, pattern leg basically here, and this middle structure here would be the connector wave. The other structure is possible still, in which we would have the WXYXZ count here. And let me zoom in a bit. So in here we would have this as a WXYXZ. The last leg here does not look as good with this count in mind for the WXYXZ than it does for the impulse wave structure, but for the impulse wave structures, the other two structures here do not look as good as the ones we have here for the WXYXZ. So there are both of them are not perfect, so that's why we still have to keep both options open. For this one, again, what we are looking for is again that main scenario where we are looking for that C wave, and this being a WXY, oops, not that one. For this one to be a, where do I have it? This one. Three-way structure here, and then we would have this WXYXZ as a combination correction. It still can be a wave B here. We would be looking for that five-way structure for that C wave. Depending on how high we get, we are either creating this as a running flat if it does not take out the highs of A, or a expander flat if it does. The terminology does not really matter. We're just going to be looking into the subway structures here and seeing how that is going to be forming, whether we are actually going to get a three-way structure that fits better the impulse wave structure, in which we are looking for more downwards pressure without taking or getting anywhere close to these highs or even the golden pocket. We can be determining which one of these counts is again more possible or more likely to happen. So how do we determine that? Well, at the moment, one good way to look at that would be looking at this golden pocket that we have, and that would be residing around the $4,000 area. $4,011 is something that could be still achieved very easily with this. Now, this definitely can turn out to be a five-way structure, or it can be turning into a combination of correction. If this is just an ABC here, in which for which count we would be looking for, that is this one, in which we have this as an impulse wave structure coming down, and we are looking for a three-way structure coming back to these highs. And if we are taking out these highs, then the probability shifts to that other count that we have still as main, but yeah, even on smaller time frame. If we are looking at this, however, this definitely feels like a 5-way move. 3 possible back already complete, or we are creating something like this, and then another 5-way structure. And that is the least thing, or smallest thing, that I see at the moment on charts that we are going to be making, at least taking out these current highs. If, however, we are taking out these current lows before we are taking out the current highs that we have here, then we need to be looking at a different count that I showed you on the last video, basically saying that, okay, we had something like this, where we had this as an ABC instead, connector wave structure, and we would be continuing down. But I don't think that is as likely as these structures going up at the moment, so that's why I'm still looking into these more. So looking at this impulse count coming down as 5 waves, I don't think this structure is enough of a retracement for this whole move to be connected or corrected. I do think that if this indeed is an impulse wave, we are going to be needing a bit more time for this next structure to be happening, and we can be looking at some time elements here. And let's use these ones here and change the color and do it like this. And these would be the areas that we would be looking for, at least November 4th. So that is going to be taking time. Regarding this smaller correction here, if indeed we are going to be getting a 3-way structure here, I don't think that is going to be enough, even if we are getting to the 32 here. If we are again pivoting from here downwards, I would be expecting 3-way structure again, and then another 3-way structure up. So creating this combination of WXY in here, so we can get more balanced view around here, what could be happening, right? So that would be the expectation for me, at least here. Now for the other count, where we would have this as that WXYXZ, I would be looking at, again, this being the A wave, and then this would be the B wave. I would be looking for higher prices, and for this one, we would either have this as a 5-way structure, like so, looking for a pullback, and then again, that 3rd, 4th, and 5th on higher time frame to be made. We'll see how that turns out, and after seeing this, whether this is going to be a 3-way structure or not, or a 5-way structure, we can again look into these counts, which one of them is more likely. If this turns into be a 5-way structure like so, I do think there is very good possibility that this indeed is that start of that C wave, and we would be getting a pretty good bounce here. But of course, there's multiple different ways the market can go, and we'll just go in with the flow and see if there are possibilities to trade this. Now, on smaller time frames, what I've got here, let's take a look at that again before we end, maybe 5 minutes, is that we had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then expanded flat here, right into the 2.618. That is the only and maximum extension we can have for expanded flats. And yeah, that is pretty much all I can say for this at the moment. This next structure here that we've had today is just horrible looking. I really can't get this to work other than having this as some kind of diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possibly, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is not really good looking. I'm expecting this to be coming down a bit more before we are actually looking to pump. There's 2 different possibilities on higher time frame. Either this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and this would be a 5, 3, 5, creating a zigzag coming down, and then we would be pumping, or we have this expanded flat here, and this would be a diagonal into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll see how it turns out again. But yeah, those would be the 2 different ideas I would be checking out. Possible long setups would be if this turns out to be a 5-way structure and starts to come down in a 3-way fashion, we would be tracking these levels here. 0.5 would be around 36.19 and the golden pocket 36.13. So anywhere in that area I would be looking for long setups if there is going to be a setup in which we are coming down in a three-way structure down here. And then again we would be going against these lows as a long opportunity, and then of course this would be just a wave 1, 2. But yeah, I feel like that is the ideas for now, which I'm tracking. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.